Hello everybody, it's Stephen House and this is Full Time Devils. The season is over, but you've got me on a chair outside Old Trafford in the sun talking about transfers. Deal with it. We have been linked, as usual, to a ton of players over the last week or so. The most mental one that we have to address straight out of the gate is Lionel Messi. Do I really need to go into this one? Do I really need to go into this one? Now, this was linked by the Mail and they're saying that Messi is coming to United or potentially being looked at United. United have put a series of bids in because he's unhappy about the treatment of the tax evasion thing and all that lot in Barcelona, and he wants reassurances over his future. Hang about. Reassurances over his future? This is arguably the best player in the world. If he's not the best player in the world, what sort of assurances does he need? The article does state that he would only be joining once we was back into the Champions League, but that's not a certainty at the moment with the way English football is. There's 7 or 8 teams that could be going for Champions League qualification. Getting it one year doesn't mean you're getting it the year after. So the article is still ridiculous. As I go through each of these rumours, I'm going to give it a rating out of 10. But we want to know what you guys think as well. So stick it in the comments below what you think about all of these rumours as I go through them all. For me, Messi to United is a straight 0 out of 10. Next up, we've got Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Zlatan, where's this come from? It's not like we've heard about this for the last 2 weeks, is it? No, Zlatan looks about as nailed on as a transfer can get, doesn't it? Now, by the time this comes out, something may have already happened. There's talk from Zlatan himself that something's about to happen on the 7th. So keep your eyes peeled because I do think something is about to break with that very soon. Now, you can't say 10 out of 10, I don't think, for some of these transfers because something can always go wrong and mean that they don't happen. But this is about as done as it's going to get, so I'm giving it a 9.9 out of 10. Now this one is a little bit of a bolt out of the blue. Eric Bailly, 22 years old, Villarreal centre-half. He's a big lad, he's quick, good in the air. He looks like he's very aggressive in the tackle as well, which is always a good thing, something we have lacked a little bit of late. And I like this rumour because I think this is something that's likely to happen. It's not a sexy name, it's not Neymar, it's not Bale, it's not Ronaldo, it's not someone that's going to sell newspapers, it's not going to be someone that gets clicks on websites, which means that it's more likely to happen for me. This smacks a little bit of what happened with Damian last summer, whereas the rumours came out 3-4 days later, the guy signed and unveiled at Old Trafford. I'm giving this one a solid 8 out of 10 on the ratings. Now there's a rumour going around that Manchester United are looking for 4 positions, those 4 positions being centre-half, centre-mid, centre-forward and a right winger. Now if you go for Bailly, Zlatan, there's 2 of those positions covered already. We're only then looking for a centre-mid and a right winger. Now a guy that I think could fit the right winger spot, this one's broken by Dream Team a little bit this weekend. Lozano of Pachuca in Mexico. He's over there in the Copa America, so you might get to see a little bit of him if you're watching that. This again, like the Bailly one, smacks of this isn't a clickbaity signing. This is a 20-year-old lad. He can play left wing, right wing, or he can even play up front. So you've got options and flexibility across the forward line. I've not seen a lot of him play. I am going to be doing some YouTube scouting of him, and I'm going to try and watch him as he plays for Mexico in the Copa America to see what he's actually like. This is one that I think could happen. This is one that I think a lot of the tabloids, especially in Mexico, think can happen. So we'll keep our eye on this one. But at the moment, I'm not thinking it's definite, so I'm going to say 6 out of 10. So coming offline for a minute, I've got the Sun, I've also got the Times. Now the one that we found in the Sun is more of a backroom thing. Now this is saying that Jose Mourinho has made his first Manchester United signing, and you go, what? On the pictures of Pele. But he's saying that he's signed fellow Portuguese Ricardo Formicinho, and he's a technical scout. Now that's going to be someone that's probably looking at opposition. That might be someone looking at players. Not quite sure what the role that he's going to be taking up is, but it's interesting that he is bringing his own people in to manage the recruitment. So this looks like a definite. Have I got to rate it? I'm going to say 10 out of 10 because they're saying it's happened already. Now in the Times, Tony Cascarino is likening Arsenal's possible signing of Leicester City forward Jamie Vardy to Manchester United's signing of Robin van Persie. Just because the players are the similar age and they've both been that top scorer in the league that season doesn't mean that these are the same sort of forwards or that forward's going to have the same sort of impact that Robin van Persie had when he signed for Manchester United. I think Vardy going to Arsenal is not a great signing for Arsenal. I think the way they play is completely different to what Leicester do, and the reason that Vardy has been successful. Robin van Persie was a world-class centre-forward when Manchester United signed him. Experienced, proven over a decade or so in the Premier League, or almost a decade in the Premier League. Jamie Vardy could be a one-season wonder. If this is Arsene Wenger's swan song in the same style that we saw with Alex Ferguson, I do not see this going well for him. Now, something that we've seen a hell of a lot in Manchester football is that reporters will pit United against City, won't they? That if there's someone moving, United are making a bid and City are making a bid, when we know that the truth is probably that one of those teams is making a bid, and just to bring in a wider audience, that reporters are linking them to both clubs. That's generally what happens. Now, we're going to see that even more. Now, Guardiola's at City and we've got Jose Mourinho here. They're really going to be building up the head-to-head of everything that them two do. The first one that we're seeing this summer is Aubameyang from Dortmund. They're saying a £65 million bid, and United and City are going to have a bidding war over him. No, we're not. We're not. We're simply not. I don't think he's coming to England. I much less think he's coming to Manchester, and I much less think he's coming to Manchester United as well. I think that this guy's going to Real Madrid. Don't think it's very likely to happen, but don't think it's impossible. So he gets a 3 out of 10. And finally, for the ins, this one's Andre Gomez. This is in the mail. Now, they're saying that Jose Mourinho's been on scouting missions and checking him out and this, that, and the other. Obviously, he's a fellow countryman, so you would expect at some point. I'm not sure that he's the right player for us, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. I think this is a transfer that is fairly likely to happen. It's in the mail, which can lead it to be just utter nonsense, but I'm going to say for this one, a lot of people seem quite sure this is going to happen. I'm going to say 6 out of 10. Right, that's all the ins. Let's have a look at some of the outs. Now, the first one that caught my eye, really, was Bastian Schweinsteiger. This is in the Mirror, and they're saying that Bastian Schweinsteiger is one of those that's in threat with the imminent arrival, he's here now, basically, let's face it, of Jose Mourinho. Now, for me, Bastian didn't live up to expectations last season, but only in how little he played. I thought when he did play, he was great. And I thought that was a player that was going to take us to the next level, that sort of leadership quality, that sort of determination, that the sort of stuff that he's shown when he was in Germany. We didn't really get that player, but he's one that I would like to see kept around. But I can see him being moved on, especially if Mourinho's looking at bringing in some midfielders. So, as much as it hurts me to say, I'm giving this one a 7 out of 10 because I think it's fairly likely. And here we go with another out, and it's the famous Sky sources, which basically means that the intern wrote it up while he was sat in the back just trying to think of some content to throw up, and especially Manchester United content, because we all know it gets clicks. Mata and Blind are going to be moved on. Now, Mata's come out and basically said he's looking forward to working with Jose Mourinho, which he's kind of got to say really either way, hasn't he? And Daley Blind is one of the most versatile players that we've got in the squad. So I'm not sure I see this one happening, to be honest. Wouldn't shock me if Mata was moved on, in all honesty. But Daley Blind, he can play in at least 3 positions, arguably a couple of more as well, a couple of more roles. So I don't see Daley being moved on. Although the talk of him going to Barcelona is a bit strange. As it's Sky sources and as there's 2 in 1, I think it's fairly unlikely that both of these are going to happen the way Sky are saying it. So I'm going to give this 2.5, 3 out of 10. Right, that's what I've got to say. But YouTube is a big old place. Let's find out what some of the other United YouTubers have got to say about all these rumours.
The bigger question for me is who is going to leave. Under Louis van Gaal, we've seen him give the players that were almost on the fringe an opportunity to present themselves to their new manager. But Jose Mourinho is sort of a different sort of character and a different sort of manager in a sense that he likes to gain results quick.
There have been a couple papers linking us to Lionel Messi. It's obvious Manchester United always get linked with the biggest players, but I don't think it'll happen. Now, a more realistic transfer is the one of Eric Bailly, and it seems that that deal will go through quite quickly as he only needs to pass a medical.
And hopefully, I think the youngsters definitely deserve a chance, like Marcus Rashford, who's come out into the news and stated the fact that he's phoned Jose Mourinho and they've confirmed that he is indeed in part of Jose Mourinho's plans. So many interesting things to come. Hopefully we see the current players, the current crop players, especially the youth, given a chance under Jose Mourinho. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think the French players, if so, who are the French players, and do you think they'll have a chance at Manchester United? Get that in the comments. And thank you guys very much once again, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks to those guys for taking part in this week's United on YouTube. Listen, you lot, we want you to go and tell everybody that you want to see on this. We've got loads of space. We can fit as many people as we want in this. Who do you want to see in United on YouTube every Monday? Go find them, go tag them, comment below, let us know who you want to see, and we will make it happen. Right then, let's have some fun with these transfer headline writers. We asked you on Twitter for some of the craziest headlines that we can expect to see over the week with all these transfer rumours. Here's some of the best ones. I think we know some journalists. I've just got the headlines sorted for the rest of the week looking at some of those tweets. Listen, thank you to those who've joined in with us on Twitter. Thank you to everybody who joined in with United on YouTube. Thank you to you lot for watching. Do you like this sort of format for covering transfers every Monday? Let us know in the comments and we'll see what you're saying. There's going to be loads more stuff coming out throughout the Euro, so make sure you like, subscribe, comment. We're going to be doing stuff with the Football Republic, especially over the Euro. So thank you once again for watching and we'll see you soon.